Alright guys, a highlight video, pretty short today because I had to leave a little bit after noon. So I just had 4 calls today, all in the morning, which is, heck, that's when I make most of my money anyway, on a regular basis. So GLUU, I called a cheapie here. 5-minute candles is the opening 5-minute candle right here. It went down a little bit. I liked the gap up, and I decided if it got to 306, right up to where this arrow is, that was my long idea. 299 stop. Okay, so that was my first call of the day. There's 306, there's the high of daybreak, and look at this. Ends up just grinding higher, closing at the high of the day, and we did a nice job catching that breakout. Heck, probably close to a 10% move there, and again, the stop was pretty tight. 306, 299. I believe my second call of the day was LIFE. All right, the reason for this call, I had this on watch because of this, let me show you here, this big move yesterday it made on volume. This was, let's see, we got 5-minute candles here, and here is the opening candle for today, just so it's not too confusing. So this was a big rip that it had yesterday in the afternoon. We saw it in the chat room. I didn't take a trade on it yesterday, but it did put it on my radar for today. You can see after this rip, it came back and ended up closing near the highs of the rip. So, you know, this, again, had my attention. Grinding lower, kind of flagging on the day-and-a-half basis there, and I went ahead and called it long. My entry idea 63.33. If it gets up to here, worst case stop 16 cents below. I'll get those arrows out of the way and scroll over. There was the trigger, and then we had a little base at 63.40 for about 15 minutes. When it looked like this, actually, I said if this can get up into the 63, in the high 63.40s, what I say, we're going to be loving life. Because the symbol is life, and that was my lame attempt at humor, and boom, there it was. We got through the high of the day, and then as I teach our members, always sell into shape. Okay, so this was literally this shape here. What I mean by shape is just almost straight up, or if you get a shape change where it even accelerates. So you've got what, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 green candles in a row, plus you have the whole number 64. So when it, let me back out one candle here. When it looked like this is when I told everybody this is a great place to take some profits. You got the whole number, we've got shape in our favor, and if I scroll over now, show you the whole day, that was pretty darn close to the high of the day. Backing out, right? You can see right there at that 64 area, and again, our entry was right about here. And that was one of my exit suggestions right there. And it trailed back down. And as I said in our wrap-up video for our members, different than this video, where I recap all the calls from the day. This came all the way back down, but who cares, right? We were buyers here, sellers up here. All right, so that was the second call for the day. CNP was on my radar as soon as I learned how to type because of the gap up. I didn't do anything with it until a few members pointed out that, hey, it's starting to get shaped to the downside, okay? And plus this green line here, which is the 24-period moving average on 5s, also equates to the 8 on 15. So when it gets near that area, we start to wash, but it just kept going down. And you see the volume there, it started to get fast. This is when I switched to 2-minute candles. Whenever you have this many 5s in a row, and remember, we've got a gap up, so this has a good chance to reverse, right? Shorts, people that shorted the gap up and the low of day break up here, we're all pretty happy, but at some point they're also itching, their trigger fingers are itchy and they're ready to cover and take some profits. Okay, so you had the big volume candle here. That's when I switched to 2s, and I called it long for the group on how I worded is CNP 2s idea. What does that mean? Just means 2-minute candles. I'm looking to go long the first break of a previous 2-minute candle's high. So the high of this green candle here, and the green candle is kind of a tip that, hey, this might be turning you know, on a lower time frame, which would have been 1s. So good time to start watching it. And the high of this candle, 22.99. So if it gets to 23, that was our long entry. Worst case stop, 22.82. So 18 cents risk. Boom, there's the trigger. And it's just grinded higher all day. I'll switch to 5s again. And, you know, our entry again was right here at 23. Our stop right here. This doesn't look like much because of the big gap. But you know what? This did move almost 70 cents in our favor on whatever the risk was, 18 cents. And then my other call for the day was BMRN. Kind of the same deal here. You had except this wasn't, well, this was, actually the daily's not bad, but anyway, you had this, what we call shape, into the 15-200. I talked about this in the video yesterday. These are 5-minute candles and it's getting shape. Let me switch to 15s. And a little trading tip for you when you get, and I talked about this in yesterday's video, when you get shape on 5s into, and this purple line here, which is also meshing with this other line, into the 200 moving average on 15-minute candles, which is right there. So you had shape on 5s into the 200. Oftentimes you get a decent bounce. Matter of fact, you can see it happened a couple days ago, right? Look at that shape straight down. Look at that bounce off the 200. And so I was looking for a bounce again today. And for a trade idea, I said I switched to 2-minute candles just like on CNP. Let me do that now. All right, and you can sort of see the same deal. Stair steps, now you've got a green candle. The long entry is going to be over this candle, 61.55. Worst case stop, 61.43. So 12 cents risk, right? And there's the trigger. It based for a little bit, holds the stop, and then it got a nice move. Again, this ended up going lower, but we don't care. You know, we're sellers into 4, 5, 6 candles in a row in our favor. This went to 61.91 actually, right there, and then reversed. So plenty of time to put some money in our pocket. And you know what? These being 2-minute candles, it didn't take very long to get us in the money and where we could sell. And you can see later it rolled over. But that was my entire 4 calls for the day. I had to leave early today. Another nice day, guys. Have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you guys on Monday.